some grease on this thing. Well, it's not a lot, but it's enough. We are going to California in a day cab today. That is what we are doing, guys. Yay me. I hate my life. So you might be wondering, why am I driving this day cab truck? Well, I hate myself. No, I don't hate myself. This is actually not that bad of a truck, but it's a little dirty because it's one of our garbage trucks. It does have IFTA, so we can drive it out of the state. It's a 10-speed super. See, I had a driver that was coming home from Washington. His load got delayed by a day, and I pre-planned him on another load going to Sacramento. So, because his load got delayed, I don't want to let down this customer. It's Freightvana, and they give me really awesome loads, so we're taking this load to frickin' Sacramento. That's where we're going in a day cab. That's what we're doing today. So, yeah, adventures out there. I'm gonna have to find a hotel somewhere. I'm already really tired, but I got 700 miles to go tonight, so we'll see how far I get. So this truck, a couple things. I'm not looking forward to this trip. It is the 10-speed manual, but it has an RPM governor on it, so it doesn't let me go above 15,000 RPM, which, let's see, let's turn my engine brake on. Where's my engine brake on this truck? Oh, the handle. So, not looking forward to that, going up Donner's Pass with an RPM governor, and I don't have very much RPM range. So, yeah, I don't know. And I'm gonna have to go buy myself a logbook because this darn truck doesn't connect to my e-logs. We've got the plug-in down there, but it's not letting me connect to my e-logs. So we are driving over hours. I might just drive all the way there, get reloaded, and come home. Who knows, you know? E-logs are stupid. No need for e-logs. I don't need a computer to tell me when I'm tired. Oof, bouncy, bouncy. All right, sorry. Sorry, I'm a little bit frustrated because this is last minute, but anyways, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, I've got my trailer. And let's see, we weigh, I don't know if you can see off in the distance, 67. Good, we're good on weight. We'll pull off the scale. I already pre-tripped it. So, gotta go grab my wallet and we're good to go. All right, oh, I gotta turn my radio down. Don't wanna get copyrighted on YouTube. All right, so it looks like I am just below half a tank of gas, but this day cab I believe I only have 150, maybe less than that, 150 gallons. I've got like one small tank and one full-size tank. Let's slow down a little bit. What's going on, people? But, so, let's see, not but. I think I'm gonna try and make it to Wendover. I'm gonna get fuel in Wendover. And then I'm probably just going to get fuel at the Maverick in Winnemucca, both going into, like on the way to Reno and coming home. I'll stop. I'm probably going to have to stop and get fuel 3 times. I think that's just the way it's going to be because I'm not going to chance it, and I'm definitely not paying $6 a gallon for diesel in California. I'm going to get it for $3.80. I think that's what it is right now, $3.80 in Nevada. Maybe, we'll see. The Maverick here in Utah, I believe, was $4.10, and Nevada's typically a little bit cheaper if you're out in the middle of the desert. Maybe not, I don't know. So that's the first thing. Gonna have to get fuel a couple times because I got a small tank. But the good thing about driving a day cab, I mean, this day cab's riding really good. It's been a while since I've driven this truck. I was pleasantly surprised because for some reason I thought this truck had a speed governor, and it does not. I just clocked myself going 77, going up I-15. So that's a good thing. I can go faster. I thought it was governed at 65, but it's not. And I also thought it had radar, which it does not have radar, because if it did, it would be beeping at me to slow down because I'm only about a second and a half behind this Godfrey truck, which I'm going to pass him. So yeah, I can get up to a little over 75. Oh, he's coming over too. Sounds good. The only downside with this truck is the RPM governor, so it's hard to shift up. But other than that, once I get to speed, I can get going pretty quick in this truck. And this truck gets really good fuel mileage because I have the wind fairing on top. So, when it comes to day cabs, it's always a toss-up of, are you going to get good fuel mileage? Is it going to ride smooth? I've definitely ridden in smoother day cabs, but this one's not too bad. So, I think we'll be all right. It'll be a good trip. Go get some fuel, go 75 miles an hour through Nevada. I'm going to try and book it at least past Reno tonight. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to stop, but I'm going to have to find a cheap hotel somewhere. Or maybe I'll just sleep in the driver's lounge at the Flying J. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling tonight. But there is a storm rolling in. There's some pretty dark clouds off in the distance. But I want to try and get to the salt flats before it gets dark, because I promised in my video when I got my new truck, I promised that I would record going through the salt flats, and we're going to be going over I-80 through Utah over the salt flats again. So I'm going to try and get some quick footage of that. But anyways, I'm pleasantly surprised. Mostly the radar, because I cannot stand it when the truck beeps at you for following someone. Or if there's the lane. Some of our day cabs have the lane thing where it'll beep at you if you go over a lane without having your signal on, So that is not fun. But anyways. Ooh, brake lights. Whoa, why are we stopping? Alright, there's no CB in this truck, but I got air fresheners. We are almost to the salt flats. I gotta go up one more ridge, I believe. Oh, this mirror is so dirty. Urbano Metals, we used to haul for them. They actually bought a couple tractors from us. But, yeah. So, it looks like I'm now at a quarter tank, and I think I've only gone 70 miles. So, it looks like I might actually be fueling up 4 times on this trip, which normally you should only be able to, have to fill up once or maybe twice. But I don't want to risk it. Being in a day cab, I don't want to risk it. I'm not familiar with this truck. I am getting 7.5 miles to the gallon right now, so that's good. I'm assuming I'm going to be getting better once I get past Elko. I think that's it. Is that the last big mountain where you go up, and then I believe after that it's all downhill until I get to Sacramento. So I believe anyways, mostly downhill. That's a good thing about going to California. You're mostly downhill going down, so it's better to get a light load coming out of California, because you're coming uphill coming home. If you're in, Utah, going California to Utah, either way you're coming uphill to get home. Dang, there's a lot of potholes here. It's not as bad as I-40, but there's a lot of potholes, so I've been on the shoulder a little bit. So this is supposed to be the salt flats, but we're on they call it the causeway, or the bridgeway. But yeah, look, there's enough water there that you can't see the salt. It'll dry up eventually and turn into white mud. I think we're coming up to the flatter spot. I'm so sorry about this window. I tried to use my windshield wipers to, wash it off, but now it's just smeared. The sprayers aren't spraying right. So I'm gonna get out and wipe it off when I get to the Maverick. Get myself a burrito and get headed. So you can kind of see in some spots there's the white sand. That's salty sand. You don't want to drive off in this spot. It'll sink. You'll get stuck in the mud. Oh man, that's so nice. That I don't have radar on this truck, so when cars pull in front of me like that, it doesn't slam on its brakes. Oh, that's so nice. But yeah, this is supposed to be the Salt Flats. And then the mountain range off in the distance, that'll be Wendover. So we got, I think, another 40 miles, 30 miles till I get to Wendover. And then, yeah, even though I'm at a quarter tank, I'm gonna get fuel because I don't trust this truck enough to run it empty. Wow, there's a lot more water here than I thought. I guess you didn't think that you'd see that. It looks like I'm driving over a bridge and, well, now it doesn't, now that all the water's gone, but for a second it looked like I was driving through the frickin', oh, what's it called in Louisiana? The Cajun passes, oh gosh. The New Orleans, when you're driving through the murky areas, the swampy areas where you're going over bridges. Someday I'll take a road trip. I'm gonna go through the south, I'm gonna go through the north. I wanna go I-5 from the bottom of California and San Diego all the way up to Seattle, and then Seattle I wanna take I-90 from Seattle all the way to, I-90 I think ends in Boston. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but anyways, I'll start filming again when we get to the really white area. Hopefully it's not flooded. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. It's still pretty murky. It's not as white as it should be. But that's not snow on the ground that you're looking at. That is in fact salty mud, I guess. Because it's 55 degrees outside, so there's no salt. Or I mean, there's salt. Obviously, we're in the Salt Flats. But there's no snow on the ground, so all that you're looking at, that is dried up salt from the lake. So I think if you come back later in the year, when it's warmer and it's kind of dried off more, you get more of the white look instead of this murky brown, gray, white. Oh, it just got really dark under a cloud. Sorry if you were hoping for it to be a little bit whiter. The Salt Flats aren't white yet, and I really wouldn't go off-roading right now because you'd get stuck. So, darn. Oh, look, there's the Loch Ness Monster made out of tires. So, you can see there are some tracks, so some people have taken four-wheelers up here, but I just wouldn't do it. It's not fun enough to take it. And then you really need to wash your equipment off when you're done, because then it's covered in salt and dust and mud. So, yeah, make sure you wash your equipment off when you're done. Got my dinner, got a burrito. I just got fuel for $3.60 a gallon. But down there at the Pilot, I can see right now it's $4.40. So I don't know why anyone would go fill up a Pilot other than they have showers. I don't know. $3.75 plus I get my discount with my phone number. So I was like $3.68, I think. Yeah, we're good to go. So I guess I was wrong. I got 120 gallons. But this truck has a 70-gallon tank and a 100-gallon tank. So total I have 170, which is more than I thought. So we'll see how far I can get. When I get close to Winnemucca, I'll maybe stop and I'll see if I think I can make it or not. I don't know where exactly I am, but I'm in the middle of, shoot, what's the town? I already passed Elko, so I'm a little bit past Elko, but there's this tunnel here. Tunnel may be icy. I doubt it because it's 50-something degrees outside. Whee! Now would be the fun time to let your engine brakes roar if you have unmuffled engine brakes. If I was driving a truck, my old Peterbilt truck, which there would be no reason to drive that truck this far out. because it's not part of IFTA, so I'd have to pay the premium tax on it. But that would be really fun if you had an old engine brake go through that tunnel. Oh, that'd be nice and loud. Anyways, I know you're not supposed to be, but the roads out here are long and there's nobody out here. So I was looking on the load board. I put some bids on some loads to get me home tomorrow. We'll see. There's a couple that I may win. I can tell I'm the lowest bid. There's a JB Hunt load, so I know I'm the lowest bid, but they countered. Don't you love it when you're bidding on loads and they counter back like the buy it now price or the book it now rate? And you're like, why did you even counter? Just disregard my quote. Like, how dumb do you think? Or like when you're in a negotiating haggle and like you offer a rate, they counter a rate, you offer a rate, and then their second counter is less than their previous offer, and you're like, no, you're going the wrong way, dummy. You know, it just irritates you sometimes, but most of the time I think you're actually bidding against a computer, so it automatically gives you a rate. It's not like there's somebody behind. Sometimes there is, I'm sure, but somebody had to set the parameters for their whatever their counter offer rate is. But yeah, we are, I can't remember what the name of this town is, but there's a couple oil rigs up there. I have a buddy that hauls double tankers of crude oil, and he keeps trying to get me to come haul for him, but I'm like, I don't have tankers. I don't have a tanker trailer that has the pump on the end that you need, and I don't have my hazmat, so I can't. But maybe someday I'll do it. I'll pull the trigger and get my hazmat. I mean, he makes pretty good money and he's home every other night, but it's a pretty hard job. You're driving on dirt roads for miles and miles, and then you have to unroll your giant hoses and hook up to the pump tanks and the surge tanks, and then you drive to the refineries and back, and I don't know, it just seems like so much more work. I don't know what that guy's hauling. I don't know what the difference in the types of tanks are. Like, I know there's different types of tanker trailers. Some are pressurized, some are open top. It just kind of depends. So someday, maybe I'll do tankers someday, but for now it just seems like too much work. But the pay does seem pretty good, so you know, maybe that's the way to go. I don't know. Well, it's really windy. That's probably why I was getting such bad gas mileage. This one wasn't. I guess I only got 38 gallons, but I mean, I got it for $3.68. No, $3.60. No, it's cheaper than that, so it was $3.67. 40 gallons, but there's not really a good place to get fuel at that low of a price in between here and California. So we're in Winnemucca, Nevada. It's the last Maverick, so I'm getting fuel here. Hopefully I have enough fuel to go to Sacramento, get reloaded, come back, get fuel here on the way home. Oh, it's windy and cold. Got a water bottle in the bag. All right, it is, let's put my seat down. It is starting to get pretty windy, and it is now raining here. Let me light on. Oh, I do not live in the darkness, although my hair is long. And anyways, I did some trip planning. We're about 350 miles away from the place I need to go. I am getting kind of tired though, so I may stop and get a hotel somewhere. I can't drop the trailer off until 6 a.m. That's the soonest. I have a window from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I can drop and hook the trailer at the Target Distribution Center. But I just looked at Google Maps and it is showing chain laws are in effect over Donner's Pass, which is not good because I'm driving a day cab and I do not have any chains whatsoever. Now, it might just be Google saying that, but it does say chains required going over Donner's Summit, so I don't know. If it was up to me, I would just say screw it, drive through it, but if there's a lot of people stopped, then that's not good. So the roads look clear still to Reno, just windy. Well, I could stop in Reno somewhere, pay for a hotel. Maybe I'll pay for 2 nights. That way I can go from Reno to Sacramento, get loaded, sleep at the hotel again on the way home. So I have 2 nights, because it's cheaper to book 2 nights than it is to book 1. A lot of people don't know that, but if you book 2 nights in a row, it's typically cheaper. And I get a significant discount on my American Express. If I book through American Express, I get, like, the second night is like free if I want a second night. So depending on where I go, it depends. But anyways, it is windy, and that's why I couldn't figure out. I was like literally going downhill the whole time, and my fuel mileage is like 6.3 right now, which with this truck and a light load, I should be getting like 7 or 8, but I'm getting pretty bad headwinds coming right at me, so that's affecting me. Anyways, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna do some more research and see how bad it is. And we'll see. Maybe I'll just find a hotel in Woodland. We'll see. I don't know. That seems like a nice place to park. Need to go get a shower. I mean, for $80, it's a nice hotel room. That breakfast was interesting, but the waffles were good. All right, we're going up. Wash my window really quick. Donner's Summit. California says that the chain laws are still in effect, but nobody's putting their chains on. I mean, there are a few guys. It's a little bit wet right here, but back where I was at the check-in station in the scale house, it was pretty dry. So, I don't know, we'll see. There's a lot of guys putting their chains on, but there's also a lot of guys not putting their chains on. So I think I'm safe. They didn't pull me in the check station, and so, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So we started a little late this morning because I had to wait for my clock to reset, and yeah, I got my load home. It's not paying as good as I would like it to. It's the Ryan transport load. So, I mean, they counter offered me and I accepted the rate, but the only reason I accepted it is because it was like a 4,000-pound load. So that's why. So for it, I mean, it only pays like $2.10 a mile, which typically I wouldn't take that coming out of California, but there was a couple better paying loads, but they were heavier, and this truck is just not doing good on hills with the RPM governor. It is really hard to get up to speed. I'm going like 35 miles an hour up any hill. So 15,000 pound load, so hopefully I can get up to Hunter's Pass pretty easy, because this truck is not doing very good. It is, I mean, I'm not overheating, but just the RPM governor, I lose all my momentum with, I can't go over 1500 RPMs, it sucks. And it stalls out, so I have to downshift, and I lose all my momentum, so anyways, fun. Okay, yeah, maybe I was a little wrong. That's a lot of snow. That's a lot of snow. Maybe upshift. It's not snowing right now, it's raining. But holy cow. Wow, that's a lot of snow. That was fast, holy cow. Pray for me, I might need it. Well, I'm gonna talk about it when I get to the bottom of the hill too, but some of y'all need a lesson in chains. And let me just tell you what my philosophy is with chains. That you're not, if you can, don't use them. That's my philosophy with chains. Here's the chain off area, so people are taking the chains off down here. Yeah, it's a chain graveyard up here. There's chains scattered all over the road. Need to be careful, they'll flip up and hit something, break something. All right, I understand now why the road is so worn down and why there's tracks in the driver's lane on I-80 going over this pass. It's because people ride it with chains and rip the road up. Make these grooves in the road. Yeah, it all makes sense now. In my last video, I was like, oh, why is the road so ripped up? Now I'm like, oh, it's because everyone drives 50 miles an hour with chains on, and it rips the road up. That's why. Right. It's a little bit greener down here. We just turned right at the interchange in Sacramento, so downtown's behind me, and we're on our way to Woodland now. My windows are very dirty, but this part of the freeway is kind of cool because we're up on, I don't know what this is, like a swampy area. The road has a lot of divots in it where the braces are, so the truck bounces. Not quite sure what that guy was just doing, but okay. All right, I am here at the Woodland, California Target Distribution Center. I really want to see if that sign is here, because when I was here last time there was a sign that said no defecating in the parking lot. So I want to see if that sign's still here. I didn't take a picture of it last time. All right, I got my trailer dropped and we're going for D83. There's it. It is right there. Looks like all my lights work. This trailer is air ride. That's good. All the other Freightvana trailers I've taken were spring ride, so that's nice. Nice. The yard dogs here have frickin' train horns and it scares me. All right, pre-trip to the trailer. There's a couple cracks like right here, but it's serviceable, so get heading to Fairfield, see if they'll load me early so I can start heading home. I always feel like I'm in trouble when I'm here at these Target distribution centers. All right, never mind. I'm not in that big of a hurry. I still have 2.5 hours to get there. Here is my philosophy on chains. Chains are to get you out of a bad situation, not to get you through a bad situation. Whoa, that was loud. Chains are there to get you out of a bad situation, not to get you through a bad situation. If you're stuck on top of the mountain and you need chains to get to a safe place, use chains. But be warned that they have to be super tight. You check your tightness like 3 or 4 times before you take off. They cannot be loose at all, or they will come off and cause a lot of damage on your truck. And you can't go more than like 20 miles an hour. If you're going more than 20 miles an hour, it is so bad for your tires, guys. Don't do it. It's not worth it. trip plan. If the road is really bad on the cameras and you know it's really bad, delay the load. It's not worth it. Just all the bad things that can happen from chains coming loose. You think about it, if a chain breaks loose, just a couple links, it spins around your tire still because it's still hooked up. You rip your mud flap off, you hit your gas tank's leaking. You know, there's so much damage that could happen if it wraps around your frame. Your suspension could get, it's not safe. It's not safe to go more than 20 miles an hour. And it makes me, I mean, I'm not mad because I don't care, it's not my truck. But when I see trucks going down Donner's Pass 55 miles an hour with chains on, dude, you are asking for a bad day. And I saw probably over 200 sets of chains that had fallen off trucks today going down the mountain. I didn't end up using my chains. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. I was safe, and you really didn't need it. They should have lifted the restriction, but there was hundreds of trucks that were putting their chains on, and they didn't need to because it wasn't that bad. It was raining pretty good, but it wasn't cold enough for the road to be freezing over. There was a lot of snow on the banks, but it's just, obviously, don't take this the wrong way. It's safer to have chains on than to slide off the side of a mountain. But it's even safer just to not drive at all. And if you're gonna risk ruining your truck, don't do it. Don't even think. If you've never done chains before, if no one's ever shown you how to do chains, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. The only time you really should be consistently using chains, if you're like a logger going through the mountain, going over dirt trails, that's the only time you really should be using chains, in my opinion. If you're stuck somewhere and you're not safe, use chains to get yourself somewhere safe, but take them off immediately. There's no point. There's no point, because it ruins your truck, it ruins the road, it ruins your tires, and the opportunity to ruin your truck from chains is horrendous. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars worth of repair. If a chain breaks off and wraps around your suspension and your frame, your rear ends could be ruined. It could be a $10,000 bill to fix that truck. It's not worth it. It's not worth it if you don't know how to put chains on. And the best thing to do is just call your dispatcher and say, I'm going to be a day late. They got to clear the roads. I'm not driving. If you're not familiar driving over the mountain passes or the snow, don't do it. So, anyways, rant over. Don't do chains. We have chains on all of our trucks except for this one because I wasn't planning on taking this truck today. I don't have any chains, but we do have chains on our trucks because they're required by law in some states, including Oregon and California. It's required by law to have chains. So we have chains. I do not tell any of my drivers to use their chains. I tell them to trip plan. If the road looks bad on the cameras, just tell me. I can delay the load. We are not hauling precious commodities. We're not hauling cancer medication. Most of the time we're hauling cereal, toilet paper, books, general dry commodities. It is not worth it. I can delay your appointment by 10 hours if we have to. So, rant over. Now I'm driving. YOLO. A problem, guys. I only got 98 gallons of diesel. Something's wrong here. So this definitely, ooh, my flash was on. This definitely wasn't here yesterday. Holy cow, look at that big thing. Big monster truck. It's freaking awesome. We're here at the Winnemucca, Nevada Maverick.
All right, I had to stop the video for a second because the guy that was in the fuel island next to me was kind of having a panic attack. He was screaming, so I stopped recording. But my problem is that I don't think my secondary fuel tank is pumping, because I just opened the cap to fill up. I'm here in Winnemucca, and so I was here yesterday, and the price of fuel actually went down, so that's a good thing. But let's see, I only got 98 gallons. So I completely filled up when I was here last time. I've gone about 700 miles from here to Woodland, California, to Fairfield, California, and then back. I've gone about 700 miles. So it's actually not too bad. It's about 7 miles a gallon, which in my region is good. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. I have a 100-gallon tank and I have a 70-gallon tank. And when I pulled in just a second ago, my low fuel light just came on. But when I completely filled up, I only got 98 gallons. I didn't even get 100 gallons. So when I took the cap off of my smaller tank, my 70-gallon tank, just barely, there's the big filter in it, so you can't see the bottom of the tank, but the fuel was high enough that it was above the fuel line, so barely any fuel's been sucked out of my tank, so that's a problem. So I'm only running with my this fuel tank right here, so I'm gonna have to get that checked out. Might just need to be cleaned out, take the hoses off, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but again, that's why if you get in a new truck, you really don't want to push it on your fuel. You don't want to run out of fuel, because it is not fun for anyone, for the guy that's bringing you fuel or for you waiting for them. So yeah, I'm only rocking off of 100 gallons right now. That's what I'm using. So I still got 400 miles, 380. I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm probably gonna end the video here, guys. Yeah, we did it. We did 100 or 1,400 miles in a day cab. Good little trip, but it was fun. See you in the next video.